Hey y'all, I've got to tell y'all a story and somehow include this woman's picture somewhere here in this video. So I believe it was Sunday night. I had to come into the hospital myself for another abscess. It was pretty big. I stayed in the emergency room for a little while. Then I went to the CDU, like clinical decision unit or whatever, until they can get a hold of my colorectal doctor or whatever. Well, I was getting pain meds around the clock, as y'all know, blah, blah, blah. All my nurses were crappy except for one. There was this one nurse named Jennifer. I'll never forget her. I even asked her, I said, can I please have a Coke? I'll give you the money. I'll even give you an extra $1 or $2 to get yourself something out the vending machine. So she said she didn't want nothing. I gave her $1. It took her a long time to come back, so I thought she had done ran off with my money. But anyway, she comes back in the room with the Coke, and she says, do you mind if I pray with you? Do you believe in God? I said, yes, ma'am. I said, I don't mind if you pray with me. So the only thing about the whole prayer that threw me off is when she started praying for a bone marrow. I didn't understand that part of the prayer, but during the prayer, she prayed for me. I didn't have to tell her nothing about my family or nothing. She prayed for me. She ended up praying for my mom. And she ended up praying for one of my children that are troubled right now. She ended up saying a long prayer for her. And I kind of knew who she was speaking of in prayer. So hopefully that prayer goes well. And she prayed for like an hour. Then after she left out, she did shoot my IV with some pain meds. So after she left out, a guy came in with a baseball hat. And he was like, look, I've went through your, you're not thinking while you're in the hospital and you're messed up and not feeling well. A guy came in with a baseball hat. He kneeled down on the side of my bed and he said, well, I've been through your medication list. I see what medications you've been on in the past, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give you this pill because this pill you've never had. And this pill should automatically go ahead and drain that abscess. I'll never forget, it was a blue and white gel pill. It wasn't a hard pill, it was a gel capsule. And it was after midnight where I couldn't have nothing to eat or drink, so I just, excuse my language, y'all, but I just took some spit and gargled it down. Well, 1 hour later, I started feeling wet, and I knew I hadn't peed myself, and I knew nothing else. I knew I wasn't having no cold sweat or nothing, so I said, let me get up, because when you have an abscess down in your rectum area, it feels like you're carrying around 100 pounds down there. I got up, I noticed I was lightweight, but I noticed stuff was just gushing down my legs. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? So I hurried up and looked. The abscess had drained on its own, so I'm sitting up there paging for the nurse, because of course my bed was messed up at this time with infection everywhere, blah, blah. Plus, I needed to be washed down and stuff. And I was like, look, well, since it drained, you can go down and call my doctor and tell him he can go in and discharge me because I'm not going to need surgery after all. So she called my doctor and he said, no, we're going to still come in there and do surgery because I need to replace the ceton. You need a new ceton in, blah, blah. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm trying to get home so I could be prepared to come back to the hospital for my mom's surgery. Well, he did my surgery yesterday, which was on a Tuesday. Ended up getting admitted last night. He discharged me at 6 o'clock this morning so I could be here with mom. So I'm like, I don't know if y'all could tell, but I am like literally laying down. I've got a pillow that I'm stretched out on, and I'm using mom's walker to stretch my legs out on. So mom is back there for surgery. And anyway, that nurse Jennifer, I told her what had happened after she left. I said, do you know who that guy was in that baseball hat? She said, no, and that's weird. I'm the only one that can administer your medicine because when they give you medicine here in the hospital, they got to scan your wristband before they can give you medicine. And she said, it's funny that you even say you saw a man in a baseball hat because I saw him out the corner of my eye earlier today. And I said, what? I said, well, come on and take a picture with me because nobody will believe me. I said, just come on and take a picture with me so we can know it was real, so I can know you're real too. So here's a picture of her. Thank you, Karen. Not Karen, I'm sorry. I don't even know where I'm getting the name Karen from. I messed up, y'all. Thank you, Jennifer.